G'day, I'm Bob from Paradise, and today we're going to go for a visit to the ginger farm where a lot of our gingers and heliconias are come from and actually dug up out of the ground if we get them in rhizome form, or sent in pots where we actually grow them here. If you wanted to get into gingers, tropical plants have just got so much energy. If you want to get some extra energy into your life, go for the tropical plants. Look at these. Look at the power in those, and they're just fascinating plants. Some of them are evergreen, some of them die down in the winter if you're into the colder areas, but check them out, and let's go there now. Okay, so now we're looking at some of these fabulous beehive gingers. What can you tell us about this one, Maureen?
Well, these are what we call our dwarf gingers, and dwarf gingers have a darker stem and darker foliage, much smaller flowers on basal stems or bracts. This is what we call the flower here, like little orchid-like flowers that come out of the bracts. So they start with these little flowers at the bottom, and they basically work all their way up. So this is the dwarf varieties need a lot more protection in a sense of lot less sun. And these smaller ones, which are not the same species as the larger ones, these are called Zingiber olivaceum. And when you dig the rhizomes of these ones out, excuse me, the rhizomes have a purplish colour, which is a bit of a giveaway that we can tell that they are of a smaller variety. Mm-hmm. So Zingiber olivaceum, and there's lots of different varieties here, from dwarf apricots to dwarf oranges. There's some early yellow varieties. And they're just smaller, and they'll make a lovely cluster of flowers at the base of the plant, but they also have something very interesting, is terminal flowers. So you'll notice that they can get a flower right on the end of their pseudostems, which we also use as a cut flower. So they have that's a little gem that they have, whereas the larger varieties don't have that.
Does that one open out the same as the others?
It does. It'll open out. It'll get little flowers in the bracts as well, so it'll become like a miniature version of the basal flowers you see here.
Right, that's amazing. Okay, and here's another one here.
This is another Zingiber, same family, Zingiber olivaceum. Slightly taller stems than the previous variety that you saw. Larger heads on the basal stems. A little bit larger in stature of the whole plant. Still got a dark stem and quite dark leafy foliage as compared to the Zingiber spectable. Lots and lots of flowers. This is only the very beginning of the season, so we'll see hundreds of flowers circled basally around the plants there. Okay. Still like that lovely filtered light, and not a full sun position. Morning sun's fine.
And there's no true flowers have come out in these?
Not in these. You won't see them until they get till the head gets a bit larger. They'll start at the bottom, and then mostly all beehives will go from the colour that you see here now to a red colour, because they'll redden up as with age, and they'll last a long time at the base of the.
Okay, here we've got another beehive. This is a nice one.
This is another version of a dwarf variety. This is dwarf apricot. So it's a Zingiber olivaceum, and as you can see, this one's in a lot more sun, and you can see that they start off being very apricot, and because this is an early flowering variety, you'll be able to see that it's already started to age to red, and they'll start at the bottom and work their way up to the very, very top until they're really a brilliant red. So there's no beehives that actually start off as red. They all age to red, and they look attractive from the beginning to the end.
Okay, so don't ask for a red beehive.
Don't ask for a red beehive.
But they all end up red.
Yeah, they all end up red in the end, and depending on how much sun, the more red they become.
Here we've got another variety. What do you call this one?
This one's called early yellow. So once more, it's the same family, Zingiber olivaceum, just a yellow colour, and it is early because it actually does come out before any other beehive on our farm, and being that lovely lemon yellow, it's always a nice surprise. It'll also age to a nice red colour, but as a flower on the plant lasts for months, and as a cut flower lasts for weeks. So good value.
And this one will end up red as well, like all
yeah,
of them.
that's right. But because it's a yellow colour behind the red, it won't look as red as the apricot varieties when they go red. Now just show you the Zingiber spectabile, which is a different family to the ones we've just been looking at in the Beehive Gingers. The spectabile in general is a much larger plant. The flowers are much taller on taller basal stems, still prolific, basally flowering, still have the beautiful flowers, the orchid-like flowers that come out of the little bracts in here. And the colours range from yellows to dark chocolate. So we'll have a look at a few colours now. We've got a giant amber, which is got a light coffee colour flavour. Light coffee colour to it, yeah. And it gets quite tall. This is only a very young plant. It's only been in here for a couple of years. Over here to a lovely new one called Blaze. And Blaze has a very nice orange colour. Very happy with the way this one's flowering. Prolific, not as tall as some of the spectabiles. We've got a couple more up here. And they're only young at the moment, so we expect the heads to at least double in size and get a lot taller. These ones have been in for about 4 years. Now this is a Zingiber spectabile. This is Malaysian yellow. This is a very prolific flower and a very tall flower for us. But once again, it's a larger plant to those dwarf varieties you saw earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful colour.
What do these get to, 4 metres?
No, probably 2.5 to 3. 3.5 if they're very happy.
And what would you say the dwarf ones more?
The dwarf one's 2.5.
Right.
There's not that much different in the height. It's just that these have got a lighter yellow or lighter green in the foliage, and they don't get the terminal flowers on the end of the pseudostems.
Okay.
These are more Malaysian varieties. And this is one of my favourite varieties. This is a Zingiber giant chocolate, and it actually gets very big heads, very big flower heads or bracts or cones. And this is only very young, so this has probably been out now a month or so. So it takes them a little while to come out to the stage where they'll actually develop the little orchid-like flowers that actually come from the bracts in here. Prolific flower, and once more about 3.5 metres tall.
It's good. Amazing how they spiral, isn't it? Just looking straight down on top of it.
Straight down there. There's some beautiful light green colours inside them, so they're definitely a work of art.